I'm Nadia Janae.
And I'm Darius.
And you're watching The Journey with the Jamesons.
Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Another walk with the Jamesons.
All right, y'all. So we are back with another video. As you can see, we are finally giving y'all the how we met video. I know y'all's probably looking for it, maybe not, but we're gonna give it to you regardless. So, we just gonna tell you guys how we met. I might give a little details about before I met him on my side, and he can give some details of before he met me on his side, and we just gonna go, you know, like that. So I guess since I talk more to you, you can start with your your process of before you met me.
Before I met Nadia, I had just gotten out of a relationship, and basically I was just focusing on myself, on music. I just started preaching. I preached 2 sermons or 1 or something like that. But I was just trying to find myself and what God wanted me to do, basically. And basically, I was just trying to see what was my purpose for real. What was my purpose in life, and not really focus on relationship. I wasn't perfect in that area. At that time, I was still I guess I was finding myself, but sometimes I still had slip ups or whatever. Or some days I just didn't feel like it was worth it or whatever. Or I feel like I wasn't doing good enough or whatever. But towards the time that God told me to get back on the app, he was kind of just showing me that I ain't gotta be perfect to be ready and stuff. He gonna do everything basically. And my prayers and stuff was just give me someone who natural. I like natural women, to be honest. But I guess my prayers was just give me someone who can be encouraging to me, inspire me to continue my walk with God, supportive my music and stuff. But I didn't want somebody who was actually doing music, just somebody who could understand what it is to be a creative or something. So of course Nadia does YouTube, and that worked out well. But then so I was just thinking one day, I don't know, I was just chilling when God told me to get on the app. Now I've been on the app before.
What app?
We was on Upward. I was on that before, and I got off, and I didn't want to get back on because I already did it, and I was it didn't work out or whatever, or I don't even want to go through the dating process. I was really chilling by myself, I was chilling, and I was okay with it, but it was just get back on, let's try one more time, and so I just did that. I was okay. So when I got on, I wasn't even looking for nothing, but it was some cool people or whatever. But when I met Nadia, it was just a little different. The conversation from the jump was just different. And that's my back story.
Period. Love to hear it. So our background stories are kind of similar, but kind of different at the same time. I was also, me and him were getting out of a relationship at the same time before we met each other. It was a year and some change before we met each other. So I was getting out of a relationship as well. And if you watch my last testimony video, I stopped right where, we gonna start right now. So I got out of a relationship, as you saw, I got baptized. I was changing my life around. I started getting into ministries and serving and stuff like that. And like he said, I was just focusing on my relationship with God. I really wasn't trying to date nobody at all. I was trying to just be single, because the last time God told me to be single, I ain't listen. So this time I was God gave me another chance, so I'm gonna be single again this time. So I was just being single and serving and learning more. I got into ministry school, and I was serving with the teens. I was doing a whole bunch of stuff, honestly, too much stuff and I shouldn't have been doing. But I just like dive like head first into my relationship with God. And then as the process finished, I was single for 6 months. Well, I was single for longer than 6 months, but intentionally single for 6 months. And then after the 6 months, I was like, okay, if I date, I date. If I don't, I don't. But it's not like I was looking for anything. But then eventually, like after like some months after that, God had told me that I was gonna meet my husband that year. He told me August, but it didn't happen in August. So yeah, I heard that. I didn't believe it when I first heard it. I was like, that's crazy. That's clearly my own thoughts and not God. So I just put it to the back of my mind. But then like I just kept hearing it over and over and over again. So like I was praying and I asked God to like show me in scripture that what he's saying is the truth. And he showed me in scripture. He took me to Esther and showed me her story, and I started reading about her story. And everything that was in the scriptures was lining up with what God had told me. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna believe it. So that happened in May of 2023. Oh yeah, May of 2023. I heard that and I was like, okay, that's cool. I'm gonna write down everything God tells me and keep a documentation so that I don't feel crazy when it actually happens. So that happened, and then fast forward to June or July. I think it was July. God had told me to go to wedding dress shopping before I even had a man. And I was like, you sound insane, because how I'm gonna go wedding dress shopping? The folks asking me, oh, when's the wedding? What's your husband's name? I don't know the answers. I'm just here because the Lord told me to be here. So I went with my friends. I went with Brienne and Donna. They came with me to try on wedding dresses. And I felt crazy. I might insert a picture somewhere. I inserted a picture in my wedding dress video, so you can just go ahead and watch that. But I felt crazy because I'm like, I'm trying on wedding dresses and there is no man in sight. Like when I tell you like nobody was checking for me, like not even a little bit, like nobody. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna be obedient. So I went and I did it. So all that happened, and then August came and August went, and I'm like, okay, maybe I heard wrong, because what I thought God said was that I was gonna meet him in August. But August came and went, and I'm like, ain't no man. So I'm like, okay, maybe, a little delay. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna give up on the promise. So September come and go, and I'm like, all right, well, God, I clearly heard something wrong, and it's not gonna happen. And I started to give up. I'm like, I don't even want no husband at this point. I'm like, forget it. I don't care. I don't want it. So, mind you, before I got on Upward before, but it would, I ain't trying to be racist or nothing, but it was only white folks on there, and I'm like, that's not my thing. So I was like, I had got off, I deleted the app, I deleted my account, everything. And then one day, it was October 23rd. Before this, I prayed, because before that happened, before I got back on the app, I prayed and I was like, okay, Lord, if this is truly you need to show me something. So then the Lord told me that I was going to meet my husband before my birthday. So I was like, I heard wrong the last time, so I'm not going to get my hopes up or nothing. I'm just going to lead a word, and if the word comes to pass, then cool. So it was October 23rd, which is on a Sunday. I don't know what reason I got on the app. I have zero idea. So I just got on the app. I created me a profile, and I just was scrolling through. I was just scrolling like, nope. And then I saw his profile, and it was like, it like lit up. Like I tell him that all the time. He probably don't believe me. But like, it was like lit up in my eyes. And I was like, that's interesting. So I liked it. And mind you, backstory, the Lord gave me a vision of what my husband would look like. And like, I didn't see like his face, but I could see like what he would kind of look like a little bit. But there was no face. So when I saw him, I'm like, first of all, the profile lit up. And then I was like, that looked like the vision I had. So I was like, let me like him. But I ain't say nothing. I just liked it. And then I just kept it moving. And he ain't like me first. I liked him. And I ain't have the little thing where you could see who like you and stuff. So I just liked him and kept it moving. And then I had liked a couple other folks, but no thanks. So eventually, I guess he, what happened after that?
I don't know, you were just on my thing.
So you saw my like, and then that's when you messaged me?
No, I just liked you back.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so he liked me back, and I saw that we was a match. And then I was like, I'm not, oh yeah, that is what happened. I was like, I'm not messaging him first because I ain't trying to be thirsty or nothing. And it says a man who finds a wife, so I'm not finna be putting myself out there and then I get rejected. So I was like, I told myself, like, if he don't message me first, we just not gonna talk. So, your side, I guess. What was in your mind before you message me and stuff?
Basically, I just seen that she liked me, so I looked at her profile. I read her bio. It wasn't much, but it was just like podcasts and stuff, and like simple things. Went to her pictures, like she cute.
What did you think about my pictures?
The first one I was like, why she so mean? Why she looking so mean? And the second one I was like, okay, she pretty though. And then I think I just messaged her. I don't know if it was the same day or next day or whatever. I think it was the same day. I don't know. It wasn't the same day that I was on the app that I messaged you, but it's the same day.
The same day we
matched. Yeah. That same day. And I think I just said, hey, or whatever. Something like that.
Bland.
It was simple.
It was.
But yeah, we just started talking.
What made you like?
No, it's fine.
What made you want to keep talking to me
though? She was asking a lot of questions, and basically the questions were intriguing, and I seen that she was interested in the same things that I was interested in, and she was not like asking like regular questions. It was like more, okay, what you into and stuff like that, but then like what you think your purpose is, and we start talking about like our walks with God and different failures, different victories and stuff like that, different callings and stuff. I think I told her, I don't know if I told you I was preaching or not. I did.
And you shared your sermon with me.
My sermon?
Mm-hmm.
I did.
The one with the golden calf.
Oh.
Because I had asked you.
That one before. I'm talking about on the app.
That wasn't on the app.
No.
It wasn't?
No.
You sure?
That wasn't on the app.
Oh. Well, I don't know.
I had your number then.
When you told me about the...
Now I'm finna preach.
Oh. Well, I got bad memory.
And it ain't a golden calf.
What was it?
A bronze.
Oh. Anyways, we gonna take that out.
No, we're keeping it. But yeah, basically she was just asking good questions like that and stuff. And I don't know, it was just a click. It was like we could talk about godly stuff or just regular random stuff, like, like music or whatever. I mean, all of it basically around God stuff, but it was cool talking to her. Period.
And for me, when he first messaged me, I already knew all the questions that I was gonna ask. Cause I've been preparing for this for 6 months. So I'm like, I already know what I'm looking for. I know the questions I need to ask. I know everything that I need to do. So like I talked to one dude on the app before him, but it was just like a hey, and then that was it. Cause I saw his profile a little bit more and I was just like, that ain't it. So I just knew what I wanted and I knew what I needed and I knew the questions to ask and all that kind of stuff like that. So I was asking all the questions and I was kind of leading the conversation a little bit, not gonna lie. But eventually he started to open up a little bit more and stuff like that. But I also had like a list that I made of like red flags and green flags and yellow flags because I didn't want to get myself into another situation that was not from God. So I was like, okay, I need to be intentional in the beginning because I know myself and I like fall a little quick. So I didn't want to get myself into liking him before I knew for sure that was who I was supposed to be with. So I had made a list. Like every time he would say something, I don't even know if you know this. Every time he would say something, I'd be like, Okay, that can go on the green flag list. Okay, that could go on the little yellow flag list. I don't know about that. But he, like, there was nothing on the red flag list. Like, I didn't have anything on the red flag list. So, and that was like for a whole, like, the whole time we was talking on the app and texting and on FaceTime, like, all of that. I ain't never had no red flag. So I was like, this is different. So yeah, we just was talking. I was responding fast. And if you know me, I don't respond fast. So I was responding fast. I was texting him back. I was like, this is fun. I ain't dated in a long time. This is cool. So I don't know. Were we talking for 2 days before we start texting, or just one day?
It was like 2 or 3.
Oh, well.
Cause you was texting on the app like we were texting, and normally I don't know why you texting. I'm at work.
So you can text me back at work. Anyways, so we text for the first couple nights or whatever. And then I'm like, I'm tired of texting on this app. I'm ready to get this boy number. But I was like, I'm not going to ask for his number. So I'm just going to insinuate for him to know that I want him to ask for my number.
That's the thing, though. I wasn't trying to get in no relationship. Even after the good conversation and all that guy stuff, I was still like, bet, she cool. We can be friends. I was trying to take it slow as possible. So when she made her little fake hint, all she said was, I wish I could send gifts on this thing. Mm-hmm. I was like, she was like, this not really how I text or whatever. Like, cause I think she was saying something funny or whatever. But she was like, you think I'm funny now or whatever. I sent some gifts. And I was like, nigga want my number. So I was like, bro, we could text if you want to or whatever. But she really lied.
I did not. I do. Okay, I send them sometimes, but like I do when they're needed. But sometimes they're not needed. But in that moment, it was needed, and I didn't have the opportunity. So I was like, hey, like, we might as well just go on over to the text. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't say that. I just said, I can't send no gifts on here. And he said, bet, I know you trying to get my number, so here. You know what I'm saying? So, ladies, hint right there. Just throw him a little something to grab onto. But anyways, so when we started texting, what was that like for you?
All you did was get my number and say I'm going to bed. And you said, it's 9 o'clock and I'm finna do my Bible study and stuff, and my phone going to do not disturb, so bye. Okay. So I said, okay, bye. Forget you is crazy. I go do my own thing. But nah, that's basically what happened. But I would respected it, and that's one thing why I kept talking to her, because it encouraged me. Well, I liked it about her that she took time to be with God and shut everything else off. I had my own little night routine, but it wasn't no do not disturb and all that. I just do it before I go to bed. But so that was cool. Then the next night she broke it.
Not the next night. I did good for like 2 nights. No, listen. It was actually more than 2 nights. So we was texting and like we didn't get on the phone or FaceTime or nothing. The first time I heard his voice was on a voice message. And I was like, oh, he kind of cute. But I didn't think that his voice had matched the pictures. I was like, but now I do. But we didn't get on FaceTime until my birthday. So we started talking on October 23rd, which is Sunday, and my birthday was on October 26th, and that's when we got on the phone for the first time, I believe, after I went to Olive Garden for my birthday. So we had got on the phone, and I think that night is when we stayed on the phone late, or no? Or did we get off the phone that night?
The first time we FaceTime, you had to go to Olive Garden. We FaceTime before you went to Olive Garden.
No, we FaceTime after.
You FaceTime both. You called and said,
No, that was my birthday dinner. I'm saying like Olive Garden was on my birthday, and the birthday dinner was on Friday, the day after my birthday.
I guess. I don't know. I guess it was after.
I think the first night we FaceTime, we got off the phone at 9. Yeah, I think we did, because I was like, we only got a few hours to talk, because I had called him at like 8 or something like that, or something like that. So that night I kept the boundary strong. And then the next night, I was like, it's just so fun talking to you that I don't want to leave. So, yeah, after that, like, once we started FaceTiming, like, that was, like, the end of everything. Like, we just was, well, for me, we was locked in. Because I was already calling him my man and everything. And he still had girls he was talking to. Well, I was like, I don't care about that. I don't care about them girls. It was 2.
Okay.
He had options, which is okay.
Options is crazy.
We was only talking for a couple days, so I wasn't expecting him to just cut everybody off just because I arrived to the scene. You know what I'm saying? That's just dumb. So I was like, in my mind, I knew that he was my husband, but he didn't know that I was his wife yet. So he was still trying to, and he wasn't trying to be in no relationship. Me, I told him from the beginning, I'm trying to get married. And he was like,
I was getting married. I wanted to get married too eventually.
Yeah, but you was not trying to date. I was trying to date. I was like, I'm looking for a relationship. And he was like, I'm just, chilling. And that was actually one of my yellow flags. Because I'm like, what you mean you chilling? Like, we need to get this going. The Lord is waiting. But I'm just kidding. But I just knew what I wanted. So we ended up going on a date. Was that a week later or the same week? No, it was a week later. We went on a date the next week on November 4th, I believe. Or November something, child. Whenever the LSU game was, that's when we went, because that's where we went. We went to Alabama with my friends afterwards. But we went to Tuscaloosa because Alabama was playing LSU and my friends wanted to go to the alumni stuff. So I was like, why don't I just invite him to come? Because Tuscaloosa was in between Mississippi and Alabama. Well, Birmingham. So we met up before the tailgate and we went to Another Broken Egg, which is one of my favorite breakfast restaurants. So we get there. Mind you, I was so nervous in the car. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm finna go on my first date in like 2 years. Oh my God. So we get there. I get there on time and he gets there late. And so I had went in and put our name on I had went in and put our name on the list because I saw that it was a lot of people there. So I was like, let me just go and put our name on the list so we ain't gotta wait too long when he get there. So he pull up, and this man pull up with a gift. I said, oh my God, I'm finna marry this man. But he had brought me a gift for my birthday, and he had brought me some M&Ms, some peanut M&Ms.
Hey, you skipping some stuff.
What I skip?
Never mind.
No, say it. What I skip?
Your birthday shoot. No, I don't even think. No, your actual birthday.
Oh, wait.
And you was texting me talking about, I like you.
Oh. Okay, so that part.
So, basically, I think that's when we planned the date or whatever. Mm-hmm. She was like, I can't keep no secrets or whatever. She said, when you text me happy birthday, I was happy to see that you text me. And I was looking for your message in the morning and all that stuff. I was like, okay, thirsty. But basically she was like, I do like you. Just want to put that out there, basically. And I like you too, man. You cool or whatever.
He ain't text back for 5 minutes. I said, oh my God, he don't like me. But he responded eventually.
But yeah, I just want to throw that in there.
Yes, that is true.
Because that's really when everything, I guess, started changing. Cause I did like her, but I was trying to take everything. So I was like, we can be friends and we can chill for a little minute. Let me get to know you, type stuff like that. But being on FaceTime and stuff showed me that I liked her and stuff, and I could see like potential dating and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I guess you can continue.
Okay, yes. So we went on this date, y'all. So we were at Another Broken Egg, and the wait was like an hour wait, I think. So by Another Broken Egg, there's like this river walk, and it's like a trail you can walk around or whatever. So we started walking around there, and he was like hugging me and stuff, and he was trying to.
Nah,
Yes, you would. You had put your arm around me, and you was trying to hold my hand. I was like, oh my god, he like.
I had your hand, but I didn't hug you.
You did hug. You was like, you had your arm around me like that while we were walking. I remember. So we was just walking and talking, and it just felt so comfortable. Like us meeting each other in person for the first time felt like we like known each other for forever. So we was just talking and walking, and we sat at the playground and just talked for a little bit until our table was ready and stuff. So we went to go eat, all that, blah, blah, blah. We could skip over all that part. So from the time we go to Another Broken Egg to the tailgate, it was still a long time in between. So we ended up going to Target. Now this is when I just knew that, you know, for real, let's be for real. So we went in Target. I don't even know why we went to Target. I guess just to waste time. So we went in Target, we was just walking around and stuff, and like it was just giving a couple. Like we was just like just playing around. Like if you know us, you probably don't. A lot of people don't. But if you know us, like we just be playing around a lot. Like I know I play around a lot about like relationship. Before we got in a relationship, I was always like, oh my man, you know, all that time stuff. So I was just doing all that, and we was like holding hands and stuff. It was giving married already. So we was just walking through the thing, and then we had stopped or something, and I was just like, so like what we waiting on to get in a relationship? I said that in the store. And then we had just talked about that we needed to pray about it and stuff. And then when we got in the car, we prayed about it and played Uno. So, you want to tell this part?
What?
Or you want me to, in the car? When we was, when we had prayed about it and then we played Uno. Oh no, we prayed about it before we went inside the store. And then we had went inside the store because we was like, I was like, after we prayed, I was like, so now what? And he was like, well, we just gotta wait to hear something. So that's when we went into the Target. And then that's when I was like, so what we waiting on? So we got back in the car. And then how did you ask me to be your girlfriend? I forgot too. That's why I asked you.
I don't know, we was just in the car. And I was just like, everything that I feel or whatever, like the feeling ain't going away. So, and I already knew that like she was God-fearing and a woman that I could have fun with and stuff. So it was just like to me it was fast, but like of course she was already like saying my man, I was like chill, like basically. Cause it wasn't that I wasn't ready, I was just trying to be sure. I just ain't want to get in a whole nother relationship and have more time wasted and all that. So I was just being cautious for real. It wasn't even that I was scared, I was just being cautious. I was just like, I'm not gonna do this unless God tell me to. Or I feel 100% sure. So with us going on our first date and stuff, like all that before Target and stuff, like it just felt like we was already dating and stuff. So I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. And then I think I just said, I'm having a good time with you or whatever, and you have shown me the beauty that's in you and all that. And I was just like, will you be my girlfriend? And she was like, of course.
I did not cry.
But nah, she said yeah, and then I bet. And that's it.
Yeah. And we made a rule that we would not kiss each other until we got in a relationship. We were not expecting to get in a relationship that fast though.
Because we knew we liked each other at first already before we got into a relationship. Like before the first date, we already, like she already said, I like you and all that. I kind of like you too. And she was trying to be like, well, we already said we weren't going to kiss and stuff because I didn't want it to be like we got in a relationship because we in our flesh or whatever. Because all that. But, so yeah. I was just explaining that.
Yeah. So basically, let me like recap this timeline for y'all. So we met on the app on October 23rd. We FaceTime for the first time on October 26th. We went on our first date on November 4th, I believe. And that's when or was it the 8th? November 4th or 8th, between that time. And that is when, it was last year. That is when we got into a relationship. So that's a 2-week span from meeting to relationship. So when we got in a relationship, we decided to keep our relationship private from everybody, family, friends, everybody, just to like establish our connection, build a strong foundation, all that kind of stuff before we come out and tell people, because we already knew what people were gonna say, like, y'all moving too fast, y'all don't even know each other, blah 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 blah. So we was like, let's just enjoy each other first before we put our business out to our family and friends. So we went to the tailgate later on that day, and it was so hard for me to act like I was not even in a relationship with this man. I was just like, on the slick, trying to like hold his hand, but like not, because I didn't want people to see that we was in a relationship, because we had agreed that we was gonna keep it on the low. But that was so hard. But yeah, so that happened. We stayed with each other until like 11 to finish watching the game, and then we went our separate ways. So we dated for all that time, and we decided together that we were going to tell our family that we were in a relationship on Thanksgiving. Mind you, I kind of went a little before that because my mama is a little nosy. So I ended up telling her beforehand, but everybody else found out on my family. They found out on Thanksgiving. I think your family found out on Thanksgiving too. So our families found out. Blah, blah, blah. Cool. So then fast forward some more. Darius's birthday comes December. So we're like, okay, we've been dating for some time. You know, why not meet each other's families? So I come to Mississippi, meet his family, you know, do all the things. They like me. I talked to his mom and his dad. They're, you know, like everybody else, like, y'all, you don't think y'all moving a little too fast, you know? Because we had told them we had been talking about marriage and stuff like that. We weren't thinking that we were going to get married. We were just talking about marriage. You know what I'm saying? So we were just telling them, like, we was talking about marriage and blah, 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 blah. And yeah, cool. And she was like, did y'all already get married? We like, no. We're not married. We're just talking about it and stuff like that. So that happens. Cool. We go on our first road trip. We went to the Memphis Grizzlies game, which was very fun. And then fast forward again to Christmas is when he met my family. Unfortunately, my dad wasn't able to be there because he went on vacation for Christmas, but he was able to meet the rest of my family. And I felt like that went well as well. And that was our second road trip, I believe. So that was all cool and fun. And yeah. So tell them about your December story from your perspective.
So basically, after I met her family and everything, I was like, okay, we dating. Everybody know, met her family. They like me. And also at Christmas, this was crazy because we was watching her niece, Johnny, at their Christmas play. And I was supposed to watch with my niece because my sister texted us, but I think it was a time difference between Atlanta and Mississippi, so I didn't get to watch it. But they were doing their little play or whatever, they singing and stuff. I'm like, what church this is? And then they were like, this change church. I was like, who the pastor? They're like, Darius Dance. I was like, don't cast it go. So Janie was up there. I was just like, man, let me act this good. She know my niece. So I like, Janie, do you know a girl named Chloe? And she was like, yeah, that's my best friend.
Oh, she was lying.
And everybody like, Janie, stop lying. I like, nah, my little niece go down. Megan, her sister, showed me a picture. I don't know how it went down.
Cause you was like,
I showed her a picture of my sister. I showed Megan a picture of my sister. Then she showed me a picture of Janie and Chloe together. Yeah. And they were best friends and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So that was crazy. Alright, so boom, after all that happened, so boom, I was like, okay, I do like Nadia. And we've been talking about me, not like finna get married, but I was like, before I continue to do all this, like, she didn't know about this until after. But I was like, all right, bet. I've been here before. You know, been in relationships and, you know, liking somebody deeply or whatever, having fun, conversations, dope and all that. I was just like, God, before I just go already, like, I was already in, but I'm like, before I just go all the way in, you can just go and get her. Like, before my feelings get too deep and I don't want to start doing the wrong thing and all this and just be, like, going against your will. Like, this ain't what you want from me, then just, I tell her today. I tell her, like, you know what? We had a good run, but I don't think that's what God wants. So I prayed that prayer. God told me buy an engagement ring. And I was like, I said you can get out of here. I ain't say y'all ready for all that.
That's
but
so funny.
he said do it. I was like, bro, I ain't finna do that. And it sounded crazy, but I was just like, dang. I don't think I did it that night. I think I did it the next morning. Cause I was like, I'm not gonna do that. But then next morning it was still on my mind and stuff. So I went ahead and did it. And I was just like, okay, now what? And it was just like, wait. Okay. And I thought I was going crazy. But it's how he works sometimes. But yeah.
Yes.
That's my December.
So, while all of that is happening with him, I'm also praying low key the same thing, but as y'all know, God, I already knew that he was my husband when I first saw him on the app. But throughout the relationship, or throughout the time we were talking or whatever, like, I kept getting sign after sign after sign, like, this is your husband. So after a while, I'm just like, you know, as Christians, sometimes when you see the signs, you still be like, I just need to make sure. So I prayed the same prayer. Well, we both didn't know we was praying the same prayer, but we both prayed the same prayer. Like, if this man not for me, kick him out, get him up out of here. And so, like, I just kept getting confirmation after confirmation that he was my husband. So eventually, the Lord had told me that we was going to be engaged by the end of the year. And I didn't tell him for a little while, but then eventually he had told me that he had bought the ring. And then that's when, I don't know if that's when I told him, but eventually I told him that that's what the Lord had told me. And he was like, that ain't it. And I was like, well, maybe I'm wrong. You know, we could pray about it and just, you know, make sure. But he was hard no at first. He was like, definitely not at the end of this year. That's not, I don't believe that's what the Lord said. So I was like, all right, cool. You know, cool. Maybe I'm wrong. So fast forward, December 31st, the man proposed. And I was like, dang, the Lord was right. We love to see it. So timeline again, from October 23rd to December 31st is met to engaged. And then smooth sailing from there. Well, not smooth, it was a little rocky. But smooth sailing from there. We got married on March 16th. So basically, from meeting each other to getting married was 5 months. And that is the fastest relationship I ever done had in my life. I mean, not fastest relationship because we're going to be married for the rest of our lives. But, like, that's the fastest I've ever moved in a relationship in that way. And I know that this was God. Like, even, like, everywhere we go, like, people be like, oh my gosh, like, y'all look so good together. Or, like, I could see, you know, God on y'all. Or even his pastor was saying, like, every time I see y'all, it just brings tears to my eyes because I just know that this is right. So, like, we just know that this is ordained by God. And we're just trying to make sure we keep it, we steward the relationship well and, you know, be the best married couple that we can be because we're married now, period. So, what advice would you give to single
Advice?
Yes. What advice? Come on. What advice would you give to single people who are seeking to find their spouse? For men.
for men, I would say develop a prayer life and find out what kind of man God wants you to be, so you can find the right woman that'll suit you. Because a woman is a helpmate, so you gotta find out what you need help with, and be honest as well, even with like looks and stuff. All that stuff is important. So I would say take into consideration all of those things, and then don't just jump on. I know we move fast, but I wouldn't just jump on, because even I was talking to other people. I wasn't trying to be in a relationship. I was like, okay, cool, conversation. But I wasn't trying to jump on her. I was trying to wait. My plan was to just wait. And if God tell you to do that, I feel like that's good. That's better than just jumping into a direction. But I would say just build your relationship with God, and then make sure she is a woman who can help support you, and is she godly and God fearing and stuff, and make sure she is submissive as well. Can you lead in a relationship all the way? I'll just be butting heads, and also try to learn from her as well. Like, you're supposed to be a leader, but there's nothing wrong as a leader still learning from the person that you're teaching sometimes. But yeah, I just say just prepare yourself in a godly manner, and look for a woman that is preparing herself in a godly manner. That's all.
Period. He ate that up. I'd say for women, definitely kind of the same thing that he said. Like, make sure you're preparing yourself well, and like knowing who you are, so that once you get into that relationship, that you don't change for a man. I feel like that's something that I had to learn before even meeting him. Is like, I need to know who Nadia is, what Nadia likes, what Nadia wants, what Nadia needs before I even meet a man, so that I don't change, or so I don't compromise my relationship with God or even myself to fit into the life of another man. Not another man, but a man. Another thing is, once you find that man, and once God tells you that that man is your husband, don't quickly tell him that God told you that he is your husband. Because if God told you, he gonna tell him too. So you don't have to go and tell him like, hey, God told me you my husband. You would just continue to like date and do what you gotta do. And then once y'all get that connection, he's gonna know for himself, if he's a man of God, he's gonna know for himself that you are his wife, because God will speak it to him as well. And that's something I had to learn as well throughout this process, because I wanted to tell him so bad, because he my best friend. I want to tell him everything, but like I couldn't go to him and be like, hey Darius, the Lord told me that I'm your wife. Like, how it sound saying that? Like, I feel like that would have put extra pressure on him to be like, okay, now I gotta do it. Even though I kind of did put a little pressure on him, because I told him that God told me that we was gonna be engaged by the end of the year. But I feel like that I only said that because of the conversation that we were having at the moment. If we weren't having that conversation, I probably wouldn't have never brought that up. But just being intentional about what to share and what to just go and pray about. And that's something I'm still learning to this day as a married woman, just knowing when to say something or when to just go and pray about it, or intercede or whatever like that. So I would say, just like you said, prepare, focus on yourself, do what you got to do to learn yourself and learn God and to serve and all that kind of stuff. And then when that person comes, don't put your whole life into that person, and also don't tell them the Lord told me you was my husband. So that's the advice that I would give for, people searching for their spouse. So yeah, that is our story, guys.
Yeah, and even though we just gave advice, we don't know everything.
Sure don't. We don't know nothing.
Like, take it with a grain of salt.
Yes.
But like, cause we don't know nothing.
We still learning, child. Every day.
I just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
Man, they said this.
Oh, nah. Don't blame me. You better go to God.
Yeah. Make sure you stay prayed up in every decision you make.
Yes.
But yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. I know this video was kind of long, but our story it had a lot. in it, and we didn't even tell every detail, but y'all don't need every detail. But if you do want every detail, we could do a Q&A, and y'all can ask us questions.
You don't know. You don't need to know every.
You don't
detail.
need it, but if you have questions, I'm just saying if they
have further questions, we may answer your questions.
We will answer your questions. Okay.
I ain't answering no questions.
Yes.
That sounds like 12 to me.
Anyways.
Huh? You the feds.
Me?
Yeah.
Anyway, child. If y'all want to do...
Another advice, know who you married.
Do a background check. Anyways, this is going too long. So, if you want to see a Q&A from us, put it down in the comments, and we will get that to you. Okay? So, yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. This is our new channel, Journey with the Jamesons. Subscribe to our channel. Get us to 1,000 subscribers so that we can get monetized and get y'all some content more consistently. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, any last words? All right, and we will see y'all in the next one.